Dear CMU graduates, our foundation has been providing financial aid to CMU students for 5 years now. And apart from some funding for infrastructure in early years, the scholarships and grants have been our main focus. We soon discovered that there was another need which was almost as critical, but rather more difficult to resolve. Graduates in maritime engineering and navigation need to have a year's sea time as cadets before they qualify for their professional exams for earning their certificates of competency as officers. And there were no currently available means or arrangements in place for such sea time. Our initial reaction to this need was to make calls to acquaintances in the shipping industry asking for slots on their ships for cadet candidates. But there were no opportunities. Vessel owners all had their established relationships with colleges and unions in Europe and Korean agencies in the Far East, and have up to now been reluctant to change course. This intransigence is remarkable in the context of a BIMCO and International Chamber of Shipping Workforce report, which came to our attention in July last year. It concluded that the global shipping industry is facing a potentially serious shortage of officers by 2026. The report predicted that there would be a shortage of 90,000 officers unless there is significant increase in recruiting and training. This report gives us hope that despite our immediate challenges in finding cadet slots, the eventual growth in demand for officers will make employment at sea more achievable for young people, for all of you. In order to facilitate and support the search for cadet sponsorships, the Foundation considered a web-based portal to collect and privately offer our cadet candidates to prospective employers. Emphasize, privately offer our cadet candidates to prospective employers. This portal or jobs board, which we call the Caribbean Maritime Career Exchange, or CAREX for short, has been developed by the Jamaica Information Service under contract with the Foundation. But once we embarked upon this route, it was a logical step to extend this employment facility to other graduates as well, those who have pursued courses in industrial engineering, logistics, port management, and a range of other maritime-related subjects. A few important points to note. The portal is restricted to Caribbean candidates and to the maritime industry by invitation only. Privacy is protected. No one who goes in there to complete a profile can view your profile. Employers can view all prospective candidates' posts, jobs, but cannot view other employers' postings. The site provides a confidential email option for employers to communicate directly with you. Invitations will be extended to employers selectively by the Foundation by issuing unique employer credentials. To give you an idea of the way we are thinking, among the prospective employers whom the Foundation will be inviting to the site are Royal Caribbean Line, Carnival Cruise, Norwegian Caribbean Line, MSC Cruises, Tote Maritime, Tropical Shipping, Seacor. All of these companies we already have a communication with in this context. GBA Ships, Mercy Ships, and members of the Florida Ship Owners Group. We also aim to add global energy companies and many shore-based Caribbean companies involved in trading, shipping, forwarding, shipping agencies, port terminals, as well as power generation companies and manufacturers as we gain momentum.
We have formulated close working relationships And we're deepening those relationships with our donors and our sponsors. And they're looking to us for these kinds of recommendations. Therein lies the reason for going in this direction. Let us come to a place where we can have a platform and a conduit for direct communication between Caribbean maritime nationals and employers. We are facilitating that, and we're giving them the comfort level. This is why Dr. Roland Malin-Smith mentioned that it is exclusively for our partners. We're working with credentialed institutions. When these kids, young men and women graduate, we know they are properly qualified. And so we're putting in front of these companies with whom we have a good working relationship, our students.
Once you log in, if you notice, you have two additional options at the top of your screen, employers and jobs. Additionally, under the options section, you can edit your profile and edit your account. The edit profile is extremely important. If you notice, even at the bottom, below the search for jobs here, you also have a reminder constantly asking you to not only to complete your profile, but to make sure that you published your profile. You will be able to view employers, right? So this would be an example of what an employer profile looks like. It's a brief description of the company, what they do, a bit about how many employers they have. You'll also be able to view job posts. For example, IT specialist position with all of the details about the position. You also have a small contact form that you can use to submit your resume, along with a brief introduction to yourself and a cover letter. But as mentioned before, one of the main things that you should do once you register is to complete your profile. When you complete your profile, please make sure you look at your profile to see what it will look like to the employer, because your aim is to get these employers to notice your profile. If anything is off, if you have any incorrect information, that will impact you negatively in the eyes of the employer. If you notice you were able to download the resume that was uploaded here, the potential employer will be able to send you a message similar to how you will be able to send a resume to the job post of a particular employer. The employer will be able to see the schools you've attended, certifications. I didn't add any certifications. Work experience, all the parts that was filled in the prior page.
It is the Foundation's goal to nurture the development of activity on this CAREX site to the point where it is heavily used by employers and graduates of our Caribbean maritime institutions and become the go-to site for recruitment by the cruise lines. So in this context, we urge you to make full use of it to prominently display your resumes for prospective employers. Thank you for your participation and best of luck with your careers.